Hey Alexa, tell me a scary story.
You bet.
Dirty homeless scrub, dirty homeless scrub. Life in hell or a dirty homeless scrub, dirty homeless scrub, dirty homeless scrub. Life in hell for this dirty homeless scrub, dirty homeless scrub, dirty homeless scrub. Life is hell for a dirty
This one's spectacular. The fishbowl.
Honey, I have a surprise.
The woman shouted as she closed the front door. She held up a crystal bowl with blue gravel and a swirl of orange.
Say hello to our new goldfish. The pet shop was just giving them away.
Her husband saw a small treasure chest in the gravel. He reached into the bowl to pull it out, but just as he touched it, he felt a nibble on his finger and snapped his hand back with a splash. The man yelped and stepped away from the fishbowl. He locked eyes with the goldfish bobbing under the surface.
Are you okay?
The woman asked.
It tried to bite me.
The man exclaimed.
Don't be silly.
She laughed. Goldfish don't bite. The man reluctantly agreed to keep the fishbowl in their bedroom. That night, as they got into bed, the man felt an eerie sensation of being watched. He scanned the room, and his gaze fell upon the goldfish's bulging eyes staring back at him. Feeling uneasy, he got up and paced the room. The fish swam, following his movements back and forth, back and forth. The man crawled back into bed and pulled the blankets over his head. He tossed and turned as the hours crept by, haunted by the goldfish's piercing, relentless stare.
What's the matter?
His wife asked, woken by his fidgeting.
The goldfish.
He whispered.
He keeps staring at me.
The woman looked at the man with her eyebrows raised.
Honey, goldfish sleep with their eyes open because they don't have eyelids.
The fact gave him no comfort. He slowly raised his head and saw the bubbles trickling out from its blank, blinkless stare.
That didn't scare me. Alexa, tell me a really scary story. Like, I want you to scare me.
Sure thing. Here's one of my spooky stories. The Cat Tree. Deep in a dark, dark forest, there lived a lonely tree.
A tree that's lonely in a forest?
You might ask, how can that be? Well, this was no ordinary tree. It was neither oak nor pine. It was no cypress, no birch, no sycamore.
Maple?
This tree was feline.
Oh.
You see, a one-eyed warlock had cast an evil spell when one day a stray and thirsty kitten wandered by his well.
Mangy beast,
He said,
how dare you deign to drink the magic water from my spring? Begone!
and in a blink, the kitten was cat no more. Instead, its paws sank deep into the soil, and from its head grew limbs that were lightly furred, and should a passing deer brush by, it purred. Seasons came and went, so many the tree lost count, but that forest never felt like home, in the slightest amount. Others in the forest never spoke to the strange little tree, with calico leaves and whiskered bark. Most who saw it would flee. Then one night, when a dark shadow was on the prowl, which moved with a deathly silence until it howled a deathly howl. It approached the lonely cat tree with fangs and claws bared. The cat tree wanted to run and hide, but couldn't if it dared. And just as the creature crept closer, its dark head bowed. Something very strange occurred. It made a familiar noise. It meowed. The creature was a mighty jaguar, pure forest royalty, and she was not turned off one little bit by the strange and lonely tree. In fact, the more she sniffed and pawed around its trunk, the more she seemed to feel at home, until onto her haunches she sunk. And there she stayed, beneath the cat tree's boughs, and burrowed in and disappeared, until there emerged some new meows. The mama jag had given birth to a litter of jaguar kits, and there they lived, and grew and played, and forevermore loved their tree to bits.
Okay. That was supposed to be scary, Alexa. Alexa, can you scare me at all?
I don't have an answer for that.
I didn't think so.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, but I'll make it alright. Yeah, I'll be fine. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, but I'll make it alright. 'Cause